I always said if I ever got a chance to get a house sold on this street, I was gonna do a video of it, and I actually got the chance. So, and I'll tell you why this is significant to me, but that's the house over there, and we're not gonna stop at it. And that was one of the properties that Ben shot over to me, and I'll put his video up in the corner here. We did an interview with Ben on another house that we partnered up on, but I mean, I just love this neighborhood. And he shot me a message and asked me if I wanted to team up on this house. And as soon as I saw the street address and the condition of the house, I immediately jumped on it, and we went ahead and got it sold pretty quick. But we'll go ahead and show you why that house is so special to me. All right, so this is it, guys. This is my old job, and this is the reason that getting that house sold on this street was so important to me. And it's just kind of a symbol of what was possible to kind of get me out of the 9 to 5. So I won't put the name of it in the video, but I come from a teaching background, and this was actually a really great school. But when it's time to go and pursue your dreams, it's time to go and pursue your dreams. So I got a lot of different things I really could discuss in this video as it relates to that sale, teaching, even the rat race, 2-bedroom houses. I've talked to a lot of teachers who I believe probably go through the same phases as I did. Go to school for whatever it is, and you come in as a teacher, and your first year in, you're excited to do whatever and get in, and you think you're making some pretty good money. Just to kind of give you an idea, here in Memphis, they started you out around $42,000, $43,000 a year with a bachelor's degree. I moved up to $46,000 a year once I obtained my master's degree. And for a lot of people, I mean, that's really good money. But the thing is, once you really start to educate yourself, you realize that $42,000, $46,000, $50,000 a year really isn't that great of an income. And for me, by year 4, I was ready to go ahead and get out. I was ready to do my own thing. I got the spirit of an entrepreneur, and I just couldn't be boxed in. So I started to read some books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and other books. And then I kind of realized how the system was set up for you to get in, get a 9 to 5, work for a set amount that eventually pretty much tops off, just like with teaching. You can only go so far with teaching before they cap your salary. And then that's it. I mean, you're pretty much stuck at the 60, 70, whatever it is, $1,000 a year. But once you really understand how to create your own cash flow and work a lot smarter and not harder, I mean, it opens up all kinds of doors for you that you really wouldn't imagine is even possible. As I started to change the types of people that I was hanging around, as opposed to, you know, hanging around with a bunch of teachers, and I started to hang around people who were millionaires or on their way to becoming millionaires, my mindset changed. And I started to take on the mindset of, you know, the possibilities that could happen if I went ahead and took that leap of faith and left my 9 to 5 to start my own thing, as opposed to all the dangers that could happen if I leave and, you know, what could go wrong. But in the end, it was a great decision, because this past year I was able to go ahead and leave the school system. By mid-year, I was making the same salary that I was making in the school system, just by, you know, putting in the same amount of time working on myself and working on building my own empire. But I had to make it happen. I mean, it didn't just come to me, and it wasn't just something I woke up and wished for. I mean, I was up and I was working, so I would get up, you know, early in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and wouldn't go to sleep until 11 to 12. And even during the night, I found myself waking up from, you know, time to time and just working on whatever it is, paperwork or whatever it was that I needed to do to make my company grow. But like I said, in the end, it paid off, and I'm able to actually work on my own schedule and just working on building my own company now. But I mean, you never actually know what's going to happen unless you go ahead and make that jump. A couple of words of advice that I can think to give somebody who's thinking about leaving the 9 to 5. One, get a mentor. A good mentor will cut the learning curve in half, and they'll be able to help you to evade a lot of the mistakes that they already made. I spent a few years before just trying to figure things out on my own, but I was blessed to find a really good mentor who introduced me to real estate, or the wholesale side of real estate. And of course, I dove into everything just deeper with the mentors that were already around me that I just hadn't taken advantage of. Two, if you're already working a 9 to 5, save up a year's worth of your salary so you can have that cushion to fall back on when you're using your money for business expenses and marketing and whatever else you have. You'll have that extra net of security, especially if you have a family such as myself. 3, don't let fear take over. I believe that fear is probably the #1 reason why a lot of people don't take advantage of a situation where they could become an entrepreneur and they just don't make that jump. In my experience, it is a lot harder to sell a 2-bedroom house in Memphis than it is a 3-bedroom house. But a lot of savvy investors are investing in 2-bedroom houses, and the thing is, they actually are being bought and sold. So we'll go ahead and go back to teaching, and I'm going to break this down for you. But if you're on my VIP buyers list, you already received the information on the same house that was in this video. And the investors that got it got an awesome cash flowing deal on it. So we'll go ahead and run those numbers and show you how a 2-bedroom house can be a great investment. All right, so we're finally back in the classroom, a makeshift classroom, but we're going to try to put the teaching skills back to work regardless. So let's try to calculate the cap rate for this property, which is our net operating income divided by our purchase price. Our net operating income is going to be our yearly cash flow minus all of our expenses. Now for this property, we have an 8-year tenant who was on time and paying $550 a month. So that's going to give us a yearly income of $6,600. So let's break down our expenses. Now of course it depends on the insurance company that you use, but on average you can expect to pay about $500 a year for a property like this, which will put you at an expense of $41.67 per month. For this particular property, it hasn't been vacant in 8 years, but for this example, we want to account for about a 5% vacancy rate. That will give us a monthly expense of $27.50, yearly expense of $330. This tenant has also kept the property up pretty well, but we want to account for about 8% in maintenance, which will give us a monthly expense of $44 and a yearly expense of $528. We're going to use that same percentage for our CapEx, which is our big ticket items that need repair, such as the roof. If you don't plan on managing your own home, you can plan on paying between 8% and 10% in management. For this example, we'll use 10%, which will give us a $55 monthly expense, a $660 yearly expense. Combined taxes for this property are $637 per year, and per month, $53.08. When we add up all of our expenses for the month, we get $265.25. For the year, $3,183. Now this is going to be less than half of what we collect in cash flow. When we divide our yearly cash flow of $3,417 by our purchase price, we get a cap rate of 16%. Now this cap rate can change depending on how you allocate your expenses. For example, if you choose to manage your own property and you don't pay a management fee, that cap rate can go up to as high as 19%. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I really hope I helped somebody out. The more I learn about this game, the more I bring to you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video. We're going to bring some more videos to you in the future. Follow along with my investing journey. Click the links in the description for more information, how you can get in touch with me and how we can start doing some investing together. Until next time, guys, peace.